What is up? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the What Had Happened Was podcast. I am your host, Mike Dundarski, for Memorial Day, Monday, May 28th, 2018. Is it? Is that the year we're in? Why am I acting surprised? Like, I don't know that. But seriously, I don't know the date because I haven't been in work in a few days. Monday, May 28th, 2018. Thank you so much for tuning in again to the What Had Happened Was podcast. Recording this Monday morning, actually. Last night I had some, mad stuff to do. I had to neglect the family for a little bit. So I felt bad putting in another hour of neglect for my family. So now I'm neglecting my kids right now. Lindsay's at work. The kids are on the YouTubes, on their laptops and iPad, respectively. And so far, we've had a pretty damn good weekend. I can't complain. Went to the beach on Saturday. The weather was shit yesterday here on the East Coast, but at least we're not Ellicott City, Maryland. I don't know if you guys saw that on the, hey buddy, what's up? I don't know if you guys saw that on the news, but Ellicott City was essentially underwater, like some apocalyptic shit. Got the dogs joining me today instead of the kids. Looks like we'll have visitors. I'm sure at some point they'll start freaking out to go out and start barking and going crazy. I got to watch when I say the O word, because if I say it too loud, they will, freak out. And I don't need that. Got these vicious pit bulls here. You know how vicious they are. Look how vicious. Oh, you're so bad. You're just going to maul my kids and eat them and chew them up. No, I shouldn't joke, because I know that dogs do maul kids, but I'm joking because, the bad rep that pit bulls get. My other one's down here. She's being shy guy. So, all right, we'll try not to get them riled up. How was your weekend? Hope you guys had a good Memorial Day weekend so far. And I really hope that you guys have remembered the reason for the holiday. It's not just a 3-day weekend. We need to remember the troops and everyone that has given their lives. It's not about your party or your barbecue. It's about those that have given their lives. And here we go. We're going to have Doggy Fight Club round 1. Right now, Fancy's got the upper hand. Tyson, Fancy, come here. Come here. Lay down. Knock it off. I know. You guys want to go outside for a walk. I get it. I'll take in a little bit. Not right now. That. Stop. This is great radio. Me trying to stop my dogs from fighting each other. It's not that they fight. It's just I do think it honestly scares some people when they play, because they're not big dogs, but they're like, I don't know, what I would call medium-sized dogs. Are like 50, 60 pounds, if that. Fancy's losing weight. She's probably like 40 pounds now. She may have something wrong with her, which sucks to think about, but I'm not at all. There will be no second guessing my decision to not give her medical attention. If it comes back like, oh, she's got a tumor and it's going to be like $2,500, she's just going to live it out for as comfortably as possible, and then we're going to put her under, and that's just the way it's going to be. As I do that, I'll take a nice little pause break here to actually share the live video on my personal Facebook. Not that the other one's not personal. Isn't that weird? Like I quote unquote have a podcast Facebook and a personal Facebook, even though it's really just all the same thing. It's all my personal Facebook. So let me share that here. Happy Memorial Day. Can I spell? Nope, I put Memorial Day. Memorial Day. Post. There we go. Okay, so now we're good. Now we're up and running. Okay, so this is episode 69. If you guys haven't seen, all right, at least we'll do that downstairs. This is episode 69, if you guys haven't seen. And is there a more juvenile or, I guess you could say, I don't know, inefficient sex move than the 69? When do people stop doing that? I feel like that's like a mid-20s move. And then you just never go back to it. You do the 69 like 3 or 4 times, and you're like, that was kind of inefficient. That didn't work out quite as well as I would have hoped. And then you just, you go onward and upward to bigger and better things. I've got something in my eye here. I don't know why. Maybe it's God telling me I shouldn't be talking about 69ing at 8:30 in the morning on Facebook. But that's where we are. So we're episode 69, and I'm very curious if there's a more inefficient sex position than the 69. I would say that standard is the missionary. That's the go-to. Works. It's proven. It's a good one. Got the female anatomy. The placement's good there, for some friction. So I would say that that's probably, as boring as it is, it's the most efficient move that there is. It's not fun. It's not sexy. People don't want to talk about it. Like, yeah, my favorite position is missionary. No one wants to admit that, but there's some truth to it. I mean, especially for the ladies, I feel like that the missionary or the lady on top are probably two of the most efficient. And when I'm talking about efficiency here, guys, I'm talking about, her getting hers. We're getting ours no matter what. We could be outside, next to 3 dead foxes or I don't know, other animal carcasses. And if things start to happen, we're going to be able to, get where we need to go. And I think the ladies, for whatever reason, need a little bit more mental stimulation, I guess. Not us, but the ladies definitely need some more mental stimulation. Maxon, what's up? Not yet. We're going to eat in a little bit, okay? Yeah, definitely putting off breakfast for the kids. They've had a little snack, and then I promised them some scrambled eggs when I get done with this. So they're really, really anxious for that. I keep hearing the kids are yelling up like, "Oh, are you done? Are you done?" But they're not doing it that nicely. They're doing it much more annoyingly. If anyone has kids or deals with kids, you know how annoying they can be when they want something. It's not like if I were to, heaven forbid, I were to get them off their iPad or their laptop and say, "Hey, look, you guys have been watching that too long. You need to go outside, or you need to color, or you need to do something creative or read or whatever." If I were to be the one who initiated them getting off the fucking thing, it'd be tears, crying. I'm the meanest dad ever. But when they want to get off the thing, it's like, "Daddy, it's now your job to entertain us. Why are you not entertaining us?" Which is, I think, is the most annoying thing about having kids that people don't realize is that you have to entertain them. And it's kind of one of your jobs, but it's still annoying as shit when your kid's like 6 or well, son's going to be 6 and Maxon's like 5. It's very annoying when they know that it's kind of your job to entertain them, and they'll come to you with things like, "I want to color," or "I want to do this," or "I want to read," or "Can you do this with me?" or "Can you do that with me?" And they know full well that 90% of the time you're going to say yes, especially on like a weekend where you have them. Obviously, if you're at work, I'm not trying to make working mommies feel bad here. I don't do that. If anything, I'll make stay-at-home moms feel bad. I don't. It's one of the more annoying things about being a parent of older kids is that they feel like it's your job to entertain them. And maybe it's just my kids. Maybe I'm doing a bad job of raising my kids. I was looking to make sure that I actually had the microphone on this whole time, because I probably should have checked that beforehand. But it looks like we're good. Looks like we're going. Yeah. So I mean, again, it could be that I'm doing a bad job of raising my kids and I'm spoiling them, and that it's my fault that they look to me to be entertained. But they're 5 and 4, so they don't really have they have good imaginations, but I kind of have to put a framework around it. Like, all right, you guys are sailing in a ship, or all right, you guys are going on a spaceship. So they definitely need framework. It's not like they can just create worlds on their own at this stage. They're getting there. They're very, very close. They're getting there, but they're not there yet. My kids are smart. They're smarter than I would say the average kids, but you're not going to see me talking about what kind of geniuses they are and how they're reading on a 12th grade level already, and they're in 2nd grade. That's not true. My kids are competent, but they're not quite Rhodes Scholars by any stretch of imagination. I don't think I'm going to have to pay for any kind of like, rocket scientist apprenticeship program or any kind of, program. It's just going to be basically my kids are going to grow up, be normal humans, go to school, and that's going to be that. I don't have to worry about them being in some sort of extracurricular special activities. I don't know. Oh, someone's listening to something with an alarm in the background, and I was worried like my house was getting ready to explode. But no, so yeah, going all the way back to the Ellicott City floods, that shit looked like some apocalypse stuff. I don't know if you guys saw that. I still haven't figured out how to toggle back and forth between share screen and not share screen. Which once I figure out how to do that, this will be much more like I guess you could say um professional, because I'll be able to flip back and forth. Okay, here's share screen, here's not share screen, blah blah blah. But Ellicott City was basically underwater, and it was pretty intense. So I think maybe what I'll start doing is I'll start off in share screen and then I'll go from there. So Ellicott City was basically underwater. They were fucking I would say almost one story deep in some areas. Like whole alleyways were filled with water, trash cans floating, cars floating away. It was like insanity. And it just happened, I think, in Frederick, Maryland last weekend. So I don't know what the hell's going on in Maryland, or if there's something, you know, I'm all for, just saying things that I don't really know if it's true or not. But it's got to be something to do with global warming, right? It's got to be the rising water, the heavier amounts of rain. It's 100% got to have something to do with global warming. I have no clue if that's even true or not. But why not fucking just go there and say it? I mean, I'm not afraid. It's global warming. You're welcome, Ellicott City. Hope you're happy. Yeah. So what else was I scrolling through this morning? That guy in France. This was fucking nuts. I really do wish I had a share screen for this. I'll actually share it on my Facebook after this. In France, this guy from I believe he was from Mali, and there was a kid just fucking for some reason hanging from a building, which I guess I shouldn't feel bad about myself this morning. Like, yeah, I'm a little late getting my kids breakfast, but at least they're not hanging from a fucking ledge 4 stories up, like this guy's kids were. So I'm doing all right. I need to give myself a little bit of credit. My kids aren't, fucking playing cliffhanger outside of my loft, which is high. We're getting somebody to come fix a window we have, because I don't know. Have I mentioned that we're trying to sell our house? Is that annoying yet that I mention it every 30 fucking seconds? And the guy came and was like, holy shit, that's way up there. It's going to cost like $800. We were like, well, we know who we're not going with. So we ended up calling Mr. Go Glass. And the guy came and was like, yeah, as long as I can access it from the inside, it's fine. I was like, you can. Well, actually, it wasn't me. It was my wife. She was here. Look at me trying to take credit for shit my wife did. Shit my wife did. Oh, listen to how I set her up on Memorial Day weekend. So we were out at the beach, and it wasn't rough for like adults, but for 5 and 6 year olds, the surf was pretty rough. So she was out there, I believe, with one of my friend's kids, and it was just them. And then when mine saw another kid out there, they came running to me and they were like, "Mommy's in the water. Can we go in the water?" So I put on their little water wings or whatever, and I just sent them out without even thinking. Like, the hardest part of getting kids out in the ocean is getting them past the breakers. Like, once you get them past the break, you're fine. But I just sent them out. I didn't even help them get past the break or anything. So I put their swimmies on and I send them out. I'm like, go ahead, go get mom. By the time I turn around, I look at my buddy's wife, and my buddy is like, holy shit, Lindsay needs so much help right now. So I throw down my glasses, I throw down my hat, and I turn around, and the kids were just getting fucking crushed. I mean, crushed by the shore break. They just never even made it out. And I didn't even think to myself, like, hey, I should probably help her get the kids out past the shore break. No, just send them right out. I turn around, they're getting churned like they're in a goddamn washing machine. It was just insanity. They were like flipping over. One of the kids actually dove kind of through the wave, like instinctively. And I thought that was kind of neat. So that I was like, good for you. You learned a lesson today that you kind of have to dive through the wave, or you end up doing some Greg Louganis backflips involuntarily. We got out there in time though. The kids were, maybe getting thrashed around for like 8 seconds, which I know seems like an eternity for kids. But it was probably even less than that. It was fucking hilarious. Lindsay was so pissed at me. She was like, you made me look shitty out there. You just kind of threw the kids out there to me. And rightly so. I did. I definitely set her up for failure. It was 100% my fault. But she did take care of this Go Glass thing. So the guy came and he was like, can I access it from the inside? And she showed him like the little attic access. And he was like, yeah, it's probably only gonna be like $300-400, which was nice. He did say it was only a cosmetic thing though, that there wasn't any like, leaking or any worries that in that sense. But when you're trying to sell a house, any little cosmetic fix you can do helps, because you don't want people thinking like, oh, Jesus, this house is a big shithole, which actually I don't care if people think it's a shithole. I just want it to sell. I guess the less people think it's a shithole, the more likely it is to sell. That stands to reason. Makes sense. Here come the canines yet again. Where's your collar? We have had to, they rip each other's collars off. I don't know why. I guess it's easier for them to grab than each other's actual scruff of their neck. But we've had to stop buying the plastic, the clips, the nice collars, basically, I would call them the nice ones. So now we have to buy them the ones that look like belts, because if we get them the ones that have the plastic clips, they pull the collars off of each other, then they destroy and obliterate the clips. And it's like, collars aren't cheap. I don't know when the hell collars became like $15 to $20, but those fucking things, Kong, or there's a couple others, I forget what they were, but mainly Kong, they're like $15 to $20. And they're supposed to be pretty strong and durable, and they're good. But if the dog gets it off its neck, that thing's done in like maybe 45 seconds, or at least my dogs. They will chew through that bitch in like 45 seconds tops. So we've gotten them the one that look just like old school collars. They look like a belt because they can't chew off the the little metal piece. I'm sure they could if we gave them enough time, but they don't usually get that much time. So I went real far away from the Spider-Man guy. So this guy in Mali. He's from Mali. He's in France. This kid's just hanging from a fucking ledge, like 4 stories up, like literally hanging. So the kid deserves a lot of credit too, because I don't know how the kid didn't fall at some point, but he didn't. He was there hanging from a ledge, and this guy just climbs up this fucking building unassisted, no wires, no ropes, no nothing, just fucking climbs up the side of this apartment complex and saves this kid. So he's like a national hero, and I think France is going to give him like honorary or actual citizenship, which is really cool. That's a really cool part to the story. But there's another guy. So this guy's literally climbing up the side of a building, like an apartment building, and all of a sudden you see in the top right corner, there's another dude just on the balcony with the kid. Like, this piece of shit is just watching this guy climb up a building while he's just like, I could grab this kid, but why not? I mean, you're already, it was like one of those things where it's like you see someone like with a flat tire on the side of the road, but there's already somebody stopped, or you figure, oh, they have a cell phone. It's 2018. There's no need for me to stop. It was one of those things, but like times 1,000. The guy was like, this guy's already climbing up the side of the building. No need for me to just bend over, reach down and pick up this kid. Why would I do that? Why would I just bend down and pick up this kid when this guy's already scaling the building? I'll ruin his, his bar story, which is probably one of the top 5 bar stories of all time, but also annoying because who's going to fucking believe the guy? Oh yeah. You climb the side of a building to save a kid? I'm sure he did, which is great. We have the internet now, because now that guy can just pull it up whenever he wants. And there he is. He's the guy who saved the kid on the side of the apartment building. I found it pretty amazing. It was cool, but also the guy who just watched him do it, you're kind of a piece of shit. Somebody else who's amazing is LeBron James. Did you like that segue? That was a smooth one from, Malian. I don't know how you say someone who's from Mali, a person of Mali. Malian. I'm going to go with Malian. A Malian immigrant saves a kid, and then we segue into LeBron James, as Stephen A. Smith likes to say. LeBron James. Man, is he just one of the best basketball players to ever play the game. I don't understand why he gets, I guess I do understand why he gets the hate he gets. He took his talents to South Beach or whatever and left and went to Miami and won a couple championships, came back and won one for Cleveland. And I don't know why he gets such shit. Like, Kevin Love was out. Kyrie Irving got traded. It was pretty much just LeBron James versus the Eastern Conference, and LeBron somehow got the Cavs there. Now, they're going to get fucking annihilated in the finals. I'd be surprised if they won 2 games. Like, if I'm putting money on something, which Delaware, it's already federally what the hell? It's already federally allowed. Come on, let's get this gambling show on the road. If I'm a betting man, I'm taking the West in 5. if I really want to hedge my bet, maybe I'll do the West in 6, but there's just no way that the Cavs have any chance against either the Rockets or the Warriors. I think they probably have a little bit better chance against the Rockets if CP3 isn't completely healthy, which Game 7 of that is tonight at 9. Should be another awesome game. So 2 Game 7s in a row. The Cavs kind of pulled away at the end on the Celtics and made it less exciting than it was. I believe Stanley Cup finals are starting too. Let's check that out. I don't want to give you any misinformation. You got the Capitals and the Golden Knights. The Caps were actually wrapping up their series last time I did a podcast, which was way delayed. All right, let's see here. Yeah. Tonight at 9 on TNT is Rockets Warriors. And then let's see, NHL. Boom, 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 boom. That is tonight at 8. Yes. So you have starting at 8, you have Caps, Golden Knights, which if you don't follow hockey, that's a fucking great story. So the Vegas Golden Knights are an expansion team. Never been done before. I don't think that well, I guess back in the day it happened, but that was when like sports leagues were expanding from like 6 to 12 teams or 12 to 18 teams, when like almost every fucking team in the league was an expansion team. But it's never happened in the modern era that an expansion team has made it to the championship, and never has an expansion team won the championship. So this could be like a historical kind of event for the Vegas Golden Knights. I'm really rooting for them. One, I'm not a huge fan of Alex Ovechkin. I don't know why. He plays the game hard. He is fun to watch. He's fucking super talented. He's big. He's fast. He's kind of like, but he's Russian. So it's not like he's LeBron James. But I guess maybe that's my holdback, that he's Russian. It just always seemed like he was fucking Johnny try too hard. Like, you've played basketball with those guys before. You play the pickup basketball game, and there's always a guy out there who's not that great, but he's just trying so much harder than everybody else. So in a game to like 11, he scores like 7 of the points. He's acting like he's the shit. And it's like, nah, dude, you are just on a whole nut. Like, you're giving an effort level of 12, and I'm out here at an 8. Like, pump your fucking brakes. Like, we're all just out here trying to have fun and not roll an ankle, which saw a couple people do. Well, not a couple people. I was on the old Snapchat, which I actually really like. Not gonna lie, I think Snapchat is my second favorite social media. I guess you could call it a social media platform. I go Facebook number 1. Even though, what the fuck, Facebook has created a monster. Every single app or website I go to now is asking about my privacy policy. Like, we've updated our privacy policy. We've updated our privacy policy. We've updated our privacy policy. I fucking get it. Can there just be one accept all in like the Google Play Store? Like, I understand that every single app has had to update their privacy policy because Facebook sold my data to Cambridge Analytica. I fucking get it. I just want sell it. I don't care. Just tell me you're selling it, whatever. But I don't want to have to continuously click, I've updated my privacy policy. I've updated my privacy policy. I've done it, not even kidding, probably 50 times in the past week that companies have updated their privacy policy. I just re-signed up for HBO Now, updated privacy policy. Facebook, updated privacy policy. Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, coincidentally, updated privacy policy. Snapchat, updated privacy policy. Credit Karma, updated privacy policy. Every fucking app I've been in the past 10 days has updated their privacy policy, and I'm fucking sick of it. I know it's just, oh, Mike, you just have to click a button, because who actually reads the privacy policy? Nobody. It's just super annoying. I think what's going to end up happening is that there's probably laws that are going to be passed that basically say like a privacy policy can't be consent for you to sell the data. Because I think that's what a lot of them were doing. They're basically putting the privacy policy like, just by using this website, you basically authorize us to sell your data, which is fine. I get it. Facebook was free. I knew anyway how they were making their money, because every time they did a revenue report when they went public, they were basically like, ads aren't generating as much money as we thought, but we do have other streams of revenue, which was basically like they're selling your data to advertisers. So advertisers didn't really want to advertise as much as they wanted your information, like your clicks. How long do you stay on this page? How long are you likely to stay on this page? If you're a white male in Nebraska, are you more likely to buy a fridge or a lawnmower? That's the shit they wanted. They didn't want to advertise to you. They wanted to know exactly what information so that they could cut down on their advertising costs. So it was like, okay, well, shit, we don't have to advertise. Ads, because they don't give a shit about Pinot Noir. They just want their goddamn Budweisers. Actually, it's probably more like Natty Light. Like, let's be honest, or Bush or something terrible or shitty like that. Something terrible. I've gotten the dogs down now to where I can snap, and they're actually pretty responsive to it. It took like 18 months, but they're actually pretty responsive to the snap. So man, Snap, look at that. They're pretty responsive to the Snap. We started the conversation talking about Snapchat. It's almost like I planned that. I did not at all. Believe it or not, I did not plan for my dogs to come up and me to have to snap at them to talk about Snapchat and then everybody's updated privacy policy, which is just fucking annoying. I've updated my privacy policy, which is I now am the old man who peers out the fucking window to see people driving by the house. I'm actually like, are they looking at the house? You think they're going to call the real estate agent? You think they're looking at the house? And then it turns to, what the hell are they doing outside of my house? Like, keep it pushing, buddy. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? I turn to Lindsay. I'm like, you see these? Like, have you seen this truck before? Is this blue truck somebody in the neighborhood? Like, I'm aging and turning into an old dude right before my eyes, and I can't stop it. I know it's happening. I watch it happen. I get frustrated with some young kids and some of the things they say or the music my students listen to. I'm peering out my windows, like, what the hell's going on out here? What, get off my lawn and people and shit. And I can't stop it. How do you stop turning into an old man? You just don't. It just happens. You end up fucking drinking coffee, like already on cup number 2. I have iced coffee brewed in the fridge, which is kind of keeping me young, because I know the younger crowd likes the iced coffee. The reason I did is because I was spending like shit, probably $30-$40 a week on Dunkin' Donuts. I was stopping there every morning for a breakfast sandwich and a coffee. So my large ice dark roast with a turbo shot was like $3 or $4. Fancy. My large ice dark roast with a turbo shot was like $3 or $4. And then my breakfast sandwich was like $3. It was like $6-7 every morning. 5 days a week I was doing that shit. So I'm telling you, it was like $30, $35, $40. And it was just getting insane. I've noticed some more paper chang, some more spending money, some more discretionary income. And I'm so looking forward. I know this sounds terrible, but I'm so looking forward. Come on. I'm so looking forward to actually moving in. Yeah, here we go. Let's wrap it up. You guys both come up here. Stop being annoying. I'm so looking forward to actually moving in with my parents because they're not going to charge us rent, luckily. And I'm going to feel like I'm a fucking baller. I'm going to try to put at least 50% of my money away in savings so that we have a nice, huge chunk of money to put down on a pool. But I'm really looking forward to moving in with the parents. All right, these dogs are getting restless. The kids are getting restless. I try to always get up to a half hour. I don't think I'm going to make it today. It's just not going to happen. All right, guys, enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Be safe. Don't drink and drive, all those normal human things that you shouldn't be doing anymore. Well, if you're my age, I don't know why I looked at my wristwatch, like, oh, I'm 30, like I've got rings like a tree, like, oh, I'm 35 years old. I've got 35 rings on my wrist, which I typed that out the other night. I was like, I'm going to be 35 this winter, which I know isn't crazy old. I get it. There's a lot older people in the world. But it's crazy to think, like, when I was, I don't know, 21, 20, 22, whatever, when we first started going out to bars, I remember thinking to myself, like, man, I hope I'm not 35 still in bars. And I don't go to bars nearly as much as I used to. We're usually drinking at houses or going out and doing other things. But from time to time when I go out to bars, I want to wear a sign that says, like, I have a family, I'm established. Don't talk shit on me. I'm just out for a good weekend. Like, pump your brakes, you young bucks, you fucking assholes. Although kids don't drink like we used. I mean, don't get me wrong. Obviously, at college campuses, kids are getting fucked up. You can read about it in the newspaper. Or kids are dying from overdoses or whatever. That's pretty obvious. But at bars, I feel like, and maybe it's just because I'm more cognizant of it. And when I was in it, I was just aware of what I was doing. Super selfish, even though, I mean, I'm still pretty egotistical, narcissistic, selfish, all those things. But when I was in it, I feel like there was just a lot more people getting like out of control, rage mode drunk. And now the kids seem to kind of be able to chill more when they drink. Like we were definitely not that. I mean, like we were like Red Bull vodka, Jaeger bombs, like Four Locos, Sparks energy drinks that were out, like anything that could basically synthetic cocaine. We were basically taking the alcohol version of cocaine and putting it in our bodies and just going about our business. And I feel like kids today are just much more, I don't know if you could say mature, refined, because I mean, they live at home in their parents' basement, but then they're fucking drinking IPAs at the bar. Like I couldn't imagine being 22 and ordering a 60-minute. Like I thought it tasted like someone ashed their cigarette in it. I don't know if it was my palate wasn't refined or maybe I've just quote unquote gotten used to it now. But yeah, I used to not be a huge fan of IPAs at all. Couldn't stand them. Couldn't understand the appeal. To me, it just tasted like smoky, I guess is the word to use. Like someone had ashed their cigarette in it. But no, so that's my shout out to this new generation of drinkers. You guys do seem to be able to drink much more responsibly. Uber has resulted in a lot less, alcohol related traffic deaths and crashes, although they're still tragic when they happen all the time. But Uber's bringing that down. Knowledge is bringing it down. People are smoking at an all-time low. So as much shit as people talk on you millennials and the generation of the kids in high school right now, you guys are definitely I guess safer, which may not be a good thing. Like who wants to be wrapped in bubble? Every once in a while you need to smoke a cigarette. Every once in a while you need to, no, I'm kidding. Do not get drunk and go drive. I'm completely kidding. That's fucking terrible advice. But I am proud of you. There, that's how I'll end it. Being an old fucking man again, peering out my window, telling you I'm proud of you. Can't smack you on the butt anymore because it's 2018. I don't want you to think I'm sexually harassing you, but a pat on the upper back, way to go. Good job. Maybe a high five, a high face. Now go get a job. How about that? And go titty fuck yourselves. Have a good one, guys.